My dear elegant ladies, welcome back to my channel. Ladies, today I have a different kind of video for you because I want you to actually meet one of my students. Her name is Brianna and she's based in Vancouver, and she has actually taken all of my programs that I have ever offered. And let me tell you one thing, she's had quite incredible results compared to where she came from. But you know what's really interesting with Brianna's story? It's actually that she came across my YouTube channel beginning of 2019 when she was at the very rock bottom in her life. She had just fled from domestic violence with her 2-year-old son because her husband had been repeatedly abusing her, and one day she found the strength to run away from him. So she escaped and she found a transition home for women that offered her a shelter because she had nowhere to go. All she had was her 2-year-old son on her hip. She packed one suitcase, one diaper bag, and she only had $400 in her bank account when she left the abusing husband. So she stayed at this transition home for about 7 months. But it was during those 7 months where she decided to actually pull her life together, and that's when she came across my work. Fast forward 2 years, and Brianna went back to school and she studied early childhood education, and she actually works today in this field. She has also been able to buy her own SUV vehicle, and she owns her own property now, a 2-bedroom home. She also affords now to buy herself designer brands, and she also has multiple investments. But ladies, the best part with her transformation is that she actually ended up meeting the love of her life. It's a man who provides for her and looks after her and also takes on her son just like his own. And what's really amazing is that Brianna told me when we had our conversation that actually they're getting married in just a few months. So ladies, I get goosebumps actually right now as I'm talking about this, because all of this in just 2 years. It's an incredible, incredible story, and I really want to share our full Zoom conversation that we did, because Brianna will share more details about her journey and you will be able to just hear her own experience in her own words. And a little FYI, it's actually the first time that I'm publicly crying on camera. I've been doing YouTube now for 2.5 years. And it's the first time you see me shed a few tears, because her story just moved me so much. I couldn't hold back my tears. She has a very powerful story. So anyway, I'm not gonna hold you back anymore. So let me show you now the video. Hi, Brianna, how are you?
Hi, Anna. I'm doing well. I'm so happy to talk to you. This is like a dream come true.
Really? Well, thank you so much. That is so sweet. You know, I'm so happy that you wanted to join me with this conversation, because you sent me your story and I was just like having my mouth open as I was reading it. And I'm so grateful that you are, taking the time and, sharing your story, because I'm sure it might not be easy,
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, share whatever you feel comfortable with. And I just want to know how life was before your transformation. I mean, shall we start there?
Sure. Okay, it's a lot. Hopefully my story just inspires women. That's all I want. I don't resonate with that story anymore because it's just not who I am anymore. But here we go. So a few years ago, I was living pretty good. I grew up pretty well. I was a bikini champion. I competed in bikini. I was a sponsored athlete. I was a model. I was doing all these, I'd be the girl that walks into the gym. Everybody knows who I am. It was great. And I met a man who I fell in love with, and we ended up getting married, and we had a son. And there was a lot of red flags in the relationship.
How many years ago was this? Sorry if I interrupt.
This one, I left in April of 2018. So it really wasn't that long ago, but it feels like lifetimes ago because I've had so much. I was with him for about 5 years or so, and he was extremely controlling. He was abusive. in every way, physically, mentally, emotionally. I've left many times, and he'd always be the Prince Charming again, as a lot of men do, and there was a lot of abuse, let's just say that. And then there was one incident for me that kind of just was the turning point in my life, where he did hold me against my will, and he just spat on me over and over and over again. And that for me was just like I just remember taking it and looking at him and just saying, as soon as I get up and out of this bed in the morning, I am leaving you and I'm never coming back. And I didn't. This was April 10th of 2018. The police obviously were involved. It was that bad that I was done. And my son was 1 at the time. And I remember waking up in the morning, and I packed a suitcase of clothes. I had, just like clothes and my makeup and a couple pairs of shoes that I could have. And I had my 1-year-old son on my hip, and I grabbed a plastic grocery bag, and I just stuffed it full of my son's clothes and some diapers and a pack of wipes, whatever I could fit. And I didn't even take the car. I didn't take nothing. And I literally I walked out the door. And I just didn't want any problems or anything. And I went to a transition house, which is what they call it here. And I've known about them because I kind of would go there once in a while, when obviously things would happen throughout the course of our relationship. So I knew about it, and they offered me, which I didn't really know about this, but they offered me, how would you feel about going to a transition house? And I just thought, I'll do it. Like, sure, it's a place to stay. I don't know what I was going to do anyway. So yeah, I'll do it. And that was the best decision I ever made. I gained so much from it. The women helped me so much. I hired a lawyer that was free. I got on income assistance. I gained my confidence back. I read all the books they had on abuse. I just educated myself. And so from there,
so just to interrupt, because I'm not sure everybody knows what a transition house is. It's like a shelter, right?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
So a shelter and a transition house are different. A shelter is where you go there, sleep there at night. Sometimes they'll provide a meal, but you have to leave during the day and then you come back. Whereas a transition house is literally like a house for women fleeing domestic violence, and you can stay there and live there basically up to 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So I lived in a transition house.
Okay. I thought it was shelter first. I don't know why.
I know. No, I wrote that in the email. That's probably, but it was kind of, so I lived in a transition house, and usually you're only supposed to stay 30 days, but I gained a lot of favor. Praise the Lord. They really liked me. And because I was really determined to, I wasn't just using the place. I was determined to get on my feet. I was determined to make something out of myself. I had bigger dreams and goals. And anyway, and I had my son. So 4 months. And I kind of moved to different transitions houses because I was extremely high risk. And I won't go into that detail, but 4 months into one of the transition houses, my husband had passed away. And as you can imagine, I was just heartbroken. I was devastated. I was so unwell. I had ugly hair. I was so underweight. It was terrible. And anyway, I was in my room, and all the girls, we had this little room. It was a single bed and like a dresser. And I hid myself from the world, Anna. Like, I had no social media. I changed my phone number. I changed my email. I didn't talk to my friends. I hardly spoke to my family. And I just kind of secluded myself, but I just wanted to kind of get myself together. I didn't want anyone to see me. And I was in my little room on my single bed, and it was one of those nights I couldn't sleep, and I went on YouTube, and I just needed some motivation. I don't really know what I was searching for, just motivation, just some light in the darkness. So that was in about maybe a month or two after. And your video popped up through one of my searches, and it was your video on how I started my luxury lifestyle.
How funny of all the videos.
Oh yeah, this is about 2-3 years ago now. So
Yeah.
I saw, and it was one of, you had a couple of videos up. You didn't have as much content as you do now. You've come so far, and it's amazing. So you're such an inspiration. So I found that video and I was like, I have to watch it. So I watched this video, and it's this beautiful, elegant woman who I felt like you were kind of like a big sister to me. And I just looked up to you, and your transformation started when you went from Sweden and you just kind of packed your stuff and left your old life and you went to Italy. And I'm Italian. So so it resonated with me. It was so meant to be. I was like, oh, wow, I've been to Italy too. And so it just, wow. So I watched kind of your story, and, it resonated with me. You kind of left the old life, you came to the new, and you had a little taste for the finer things in life. You started dating this man, and then you talked about going to Ibiza, and you went into like kind of the clubbing and all that. Like that kind of story just really resonated with me. So I was like, wow. Then from there, I just binge watched all your videos. I went on your Jet Set Babe vlog. I probably read every single post. I adored you. I was like, wow, this girl is like the biggest, like my big sister I never had. You were my true mentor and inspiration. And I just, I was like, this is who I know I can become. I can become elegant. I can take myself I'm literally the girl that you talk about, from rags to riches. So, and I do owe a lot of that to you. And this is an honor to talk to you in person, because you have changed my life. You have. Yeah. And I hope that, other girls that are maybe on the fence about doing your course, I really hope that they do take Anna's course, because it helped me a lot. So in my little room and not a lot of money, you had the 7-step formula course. I noticed that you had a website. So I went on the website, and you had this little 7-step course, and it was like, now looking back, it's so affordable. But back then I really had to like count my pennies. I'm like, I need to do this course. And I somehow managed to save enough money, and I did it. And that course just, like, wow, it really did set me up for success. It taught me how to date strategically, which I never did really before. Like, and just to be, just to embrace my femininity, like that, just even that alone. And I still go back to it. It's lifetime. So if you think about doing on this course, do it, because I still go back and I refresh myself. So
that's good. We like that.
Yes.
Going back, it's important, because otherwise we'll lose the momentum.
Exactly. And that's how you learn, right? You're like, oh yeah, I need to do that. So I found Anna, and she, you did do a lot of inspiration in my life. So it was, so that was kind of the turning point for me. Now, I went back and I got my education. I have a diploma in early childhood, which makes perfect sense because I have a child as well. So I was able to walk to work and bring him to work with me. And I kind of leveled up. I got my family vehicle. I had to get lawyers and all of that. It was just a mess. Let's just say, I won't even go to detail because I'm not even going to give any airtime to that. But anyway, figured it out. Got a fully paid off car, got my career. I started dating strategically. I was rocking red bottoms. I had designer handbags. I got the Versace sunglasses. Like I went on a trip to Cancun with my sister, and then I started getting that taste for the finer things in life, which I deserved. I used to wear donations clothes and eat, live in where I was. And I was kind of like high off life in a sense. And then I got into the clubbing. And I will be honest, I worked in a strip club. And I was introduced to, a lot of wealth, a lot of fast, easy, lots of money. And I met this guy, and he was kind of my good starter boyfriend, I'll say. He paid for a lot of things. I'm forever grateful for him. We are together now, but he really did help me. I didn't really dive into my story with him, but I kind of shared a little bit. But he did help me. He helped me a lot with my son, buying groceries, all those kind of little things. But anyway, it didn't work out. I think, I was a little bit like, I expected a little bit more from him that I wasn't really getting. And I could have said it more classy, but anyway, so it didn't end. It ended. I mean, not bad, but it ended. And I was a little hurt, but in the summer, you launched a new course, this course that you're actually redoing. And I took it. Of course, there was no doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to take it. I was like, I am taking it. So girls, if you are on the fence, I urge you to take it. It was more so for me, the etiquette. I did not grow up learning about etiquette and like table manners and stuff. That just wasn't how I grew up. So that alone, femininity, color theory, style, all of those things were just brand new to me. So I got so much more even out of the course. And that was wonderful. And I just became more refined and just know I'm going to continue to level up. I'm going to continue to get better. I am going to get the man who is going to fully provide, not just buying, like groceries or fixing my car here and then. Like I deserve it. And even through that, I bought my first real estate investment. I invested money into stocks. I got a home for my son. I made something out of myself. I did. I got education. I've read every book that Anna's recommended. I'm serious. I've done a lot of healing, and this wasn't because I did a lot of like professional therapy or anything. Like this was my therapy. Educating myself, and I'm sure I could have gone that route, but maybe one day, but I feel like I'm at a good place right now. And anyway, I did your course and it refined me even more. I want to say that it did refine me even more. It gave me the confidence to put myself back out there again. And through that, I also found my relationship with God. And through that, I found a lot of healing, forgiveness, love, which I needed to do because I kind of stuffed everything down for a long time and I didn't. Yeah. So, that was amazing. I got baptized. I became just pure and sober. I've just decided to be sober and change my life. And I feel healthy. I feel good. I wake up every morning at 5 a.m. and I read and it's just worlds of a difference. So after I did your course and I came to know the Lord, about a month later, I met the love of my life.
Oh, wow.
And
for you.
Thank you. I'm so happy. Like, I really feel like he is the man that God made for me. And he provides for me. And he pays all my bills. He loves my son. We're putting, I call him our son now because he is that role of a father that his dad never was. Like, his dad really hated me when I was pregnant. Like, it was terrible. This man that I just met, he stepped in, he's like, no, I'm stepping up to the plate. We're putting our son Maximus through private school. Yeah. My son is going to private school, Christian school, and that's pretty expensive. He's such a good man. He's always bringing me roses and poems, and he's a true gentleman. He opens my doors, and that's how I wanted to be treated as a lady.
And that. Do you think you were able to meet him? How come you met him, you think? I'm sure you thought about that.
Honestly, I feel like, when you say you're not looking, he always shows up. Yep. I honestly feel like when I was focused on God and I was focused on my, I'm going to serve the Lord. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to elevate myself. I'm not going to do, go looking or try things. Lo and behold, once I did that, 2 weeks later, he shows up in my life.
That's amazing. It really is. They say the same about pregnancy. When you don't, try, you get pregnant. Same with finding a man. I agree with you.
Yeah. Once I started focusing on myself, he just showed up and we're so compatible together. He's literally my other half. I'm happy with where I am right now. I still have a long ways to go, but yeah, I'm literally the girl that you turn from rags to riches. That's how I feel.
But your story is incredible. I mean, you've had such a big transformation in such a short amount of time.
I'm still working on, I know I talk a lot with my hands, I'm Italian, but I'm still working on, like, girl, I'm still working on it. But from where I was, yeah, like I really was like, I had really bad hair. I was underweight. I was wearing donations clothes. Like I said, I had no money. Like I wasn't one of those just average girls that kind of decided to, oh, I'm gonna level up. Like I really had no choice. Or I could have stayed there and been one of those, welfare moms. Like I don't want to be rude, but to say that, oh, this is my life or woe is me. No, like I know I'm young. I have the body of a model. I'm a nice girl. I have so much love in my heart. I'm a good mother. I can do incredible things. And I want to travel the world. I want to, be married with my husband. I want a family. And it's not that I want it. I know I will have it. Yeah. And I want to be an elegant, classy woman. That's it. I don't want to just, I don't know, just get by in life. I think, we are incredible human beings and we're able to achieve anything we want in life. My story and what I want is not going to be the same as every other girl, but it will be an inspiration for what do you really want? How do you really want your life to go?
Yes, and exactly your words about, you want this, you want that. I think that's exactly, the way forward because so many just settle for kind of, okay, well, these were my cards. These
Mhm.
cards were dealt to me in life. Now I have to just accept them and I'm a victim to my current reality in a way. And I just, you said that you kind of recognize yourself somehow in some of my things, but I recognize so much in the things you're saying, because that's also how I felt. I
Mhm.
felt, why can they? Why can't I? I also want to live like this. I also want to travel there, And that's what motivated me. And you have the same story. And I just like, yeah, it touches me a lot, I must say.
Oh gosh, girl, you've changed my life, Anna. Like, I mean it. I'm still holding back tears, even just talking to you and just sharing my story with you specifically, because it's been very traumatic. I have learned a lot from you. And I do have to say that I am the woman that I am today, more refined and elegant, because I've learned so much from you. And you do have a purpose. And even if you touch one girl's life, you can die a happy woman. Like you really can. And it's not just me. You're gonna impact hundreds, thousands of girls. I hope. I really hope that that girls understand that you can change your life. You can elevate yourself. You can make something for yourself. You are worthy. You are not a product of your environment. If you so choose that, you can be whatever you want, as glamorous as you want, as rich as you want, as happy as you want. And it's up to you. But get the motivation from people like Anna. Get motivation from mentors. You got to put in the work. I'm not going to lie. It was hard when I would work my career. I'd spend my time with my son. I'd get glamorous and I'd go work in a club and I'd get 3 or 4 hours of sleep if I was lucky. And I'd do it again
Yeah.
until my goal was my home, my investment, setting myself up. That was it. And now I'm here, and I'm not saying, oh, I've arrived, but now it's okay. I can focus on marrying the love of my life. I can focus on traveling with him, or whatever I want now. I'm a provided for woman. The world is my oyster. But that's him right now.
Really? Oh, funny,
Yeah,
speaking of the devil.
yeah, right.
But I
Hmm.
mean, what did you feel? Because you've done so much, and I think what's really inspiring with you, I don't know what's your zodiac, but you must be some fire sign of some sort. I don't know. No, you're not?
So I'm a Cancer.
Really? That's so
I'm an emotional, watery. I don't know. I love deep, I guess.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, because you have that fire that, not just settling for less, keep going. Even, I mean, you didn't have a home.
No,
You
I
didn't
didn't.
have anything.
No, I didn't.
Pulling yourself out from that, especially when you have a child as well to look after and provide for, it's not
Oh,
easy.
no, it was not easy. He definitely kept me grounded. He's my pride and joy. It was really hard. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard because I also wasn't supported in my pregnancy. either. So, not like I really was hated on for that. And that's actually when the abuse started, which was unfortunate. But, my son, he's so strong and amazing. And, I'm glad that I have a son, and it's because I get to raise him to be a true gentleman. I get to be the one that impacts him to treat women right. And I hope that my son changes a lot of young girls' lives too, because it is important.
Yeah, you should raise him to be the perfect gentleman,
Oh,
the
oh,
provider
I
man.
am. Oh, I am. I'm already like opening doors. This is how you buy flowers.
What a fun experience to raise a boy, actually.
Yeah. And especially because I'm very feminine and girly, I think it
Yeah,
was like the perfect balance.
I understand. So
Yeah.
where are you right now? I mean, I know you met what you feel is definitely the man of
Mhm.
your life, and where are you based, by the way? I forgot to ask in the beginning.
Oh, okay. So I'm in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in British Columbia. And yeah, I guess do you know British Columbia?
Not real. I haven't been in Canada.
Vancouver.
Oh, yes,
You
yes.
need to come to Vancouver, Anna. You need to come. I need
I
to
will
meet
for
you.
sure. I want to come.
Okay, come, I'll meet you. There, and it's beautiful there. It's very high end and affluent. So Vancouver was kind of where I did like making the most money in the club scene and all of that, of course. That's where all the money is. But I chose to invest in real estate in a smaller town, and it was further away from where I kind of was. And I just wanted to kind of have a fresh start. And I like the small town. I got my church here. I wanted to raise, my family here. And oh, the nature is just absolutely gorgeous. But I'm probably the most glamorous, elegant lady here. Let's just say. But that's okay. I get all the attention.
Which is actually a benefit sometimes to upgrade in a place where, it's maybe smaller and not as much competition. It definitely has its
Yeah,
perks as well. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
But so just going back, because I just have a few more questions to you. So what do you feel were the biggest tools that you use for your transformation? I mean, I know that you have your own unique story, your own unique circumstances, but what was kind of the things that you took away the most that you felt were the reasons to why you had these results?
Um, I think I'm deeply rooted in being an ambitious woman. And I really, I know that I know that I don't know a lot. And that's a good thing because I'm always striving to educate myself. Girls, if I can say anything, it's educate yourself, whether that's reading books, whether that's reading blogs, whether that's it could be traveling as well, searching on the internet, YouTube, and Anna's YouTube courses. I would register for online courses all the time, professional development, beauty, anything that was kind of resonating with me. Education is definitely like number one, and finding one or two mentors I believe is really important, and they can be free mentors. Like I found Anna on YouTube, and I found another girl on YouTube that those two mentors I just really gravitated towards, and I just gave my all. And I think it's just education is number one, and two is believing in yourself and knowing your potential, and getting better every day. Focusing on waking up every day, doing your makeup, doing your hair, wearing nice clothes. I know those are little things, but in the end, how you present yourself to the world is also how you're going to be treated. I get respected. I get, free stuff, doors open. It's not even just about what I get, but it's about having the respect also for other people, being humble. So I would say education and believe in yourself. Like, I think that's what really helped me out a lot, is just putting myself out there to know more, be hungry to learn more, because knowledge is power.
That is true. And I mean, you had those very difficult circumstances, but how come you think you still had the mindset to take action? Because many times people just think that it's game over, that it's not possible. But what do you
Yeah.
think the difference was with you? I mean, maybe it's a tough question, actually, but
No, you know what? I don't know why I am the way I am. Like, I think God just made me like I am. I'm a very ambitious woman. I've always been like that. I've always done odd things like go on stage and, be a bikini champion and, sign up for modeling. And I did a pageant just randomly. Like, I don't know. I just know that for some reason I feel down to my core that I'm meant to impact a lot of people's lives. I just know that I'm meant to be an inspiration. Even through my dark circumstances, I used it as maybe something that would help me inspire others, and that would help me to elevate myself. But if I can elevate somebody else's life, even if just one person comes to know God, if one person comes to live a better life because of maybe what I went through, then I'll die a happy woman. Like I did my time on earth. I lived the life that I wanted. I have no regrets. I'm happy with where I am right now. And, I have the love of my life. I live comfortably. I don't know what's different about me. I think it's just God. I don't know.
But I also think that it's such a great evidence that those who achieve are just the ones who stay proactive, who don't give up, and just put it in their mindset that, yeah, I can do it too. It's not a superpower. It's just a belief, really.
Yeah. And one thing that I've learned about through you is every day what I do, and I've got, I don't even know, it's like 5 notebooks here, but I write down my goals. Like I write down my goals every day. And Anna is always using the word strategy. Strategy, strategize in dating, strategize in your, in your home life, strategize in your fashion, strategize in your finances. Every day I write down my goals of what I'm going to do. And I wrote down like, maybe for the year of core goals, 5 to 10 core goals, big, like scary, big things that you want to achieve. And then from there, every day I break them down. Okay, I need to do this, to do this, to do this, to get this. I need to do this, to do this. And from there, that's just what I've done. I've always been a journaler and I've always been a reader, kind of a low-key nerd. And I strategize. That's just how I've done it. Okay, I need X amount of dollars to, get Anna's course, or I think that's just what I'm writing it down. That's all writing it down. Yeah.
People don't understand the power of journaling, but definitely there is even a research that says that what we write down have a higher chance to actually become true.
It is so, because then I'm like, that sticky note. I need to do that.
Oh, I really enjoyed listening to your story because it's a very powerful one, and I'm just so incredibly happy for you, truly.
I still feel like I still need to level up a little bit and work on myself and my presentation. I know that, but from where I was, I'm doing okay. Like I'm doing okay.
No, you look great, and transformation never stops. I also have things I work on, but I think you've come so far. You are truly an inspiration, and you inspire me as well. So your story really does, touch you. So thank you for sharing that with me.
You're so welcome. Thank you for being you and for all the content you provide. I'm so glad you came on YouTube. I'm so glad.
Thank you so much. So ladies, as you could hear, Brianna's story was incredibly powerful. You can definitely call this a typical rags to riches story. Even though Brianna says that she still has a long way to go, but I would say in 2 years, she has come very, very far. Now, Brianna didn't have a picture-perfect start. As you remember, she became homeless, she was a single mother, she fled domestic abuse, she started working in a strip club to be able to get herself on her feet somehow. But you know what? I must say, I really, really admire Brianna. I admire her courage. I admire her strength. I admire her mindset for not accepting the rock bottom that she hit. Because when she was down there, she didn't victimize herself. She didn't paralyze herself just because she was having it really rough at that point in her life. Instead, she kept going. She was proactive. She wanted more for herself, so she looked for solutions. She knew she could get more. And that's the thing, ladies. It's all about the mindset. If you think you can, you will. And as you can see, because of her mindset, she has been able to create whatever she wanted to achieve in these 2 years. And she did so many things. I am myself impressed. And even if you might think that it's crazy to achieve so much in just 2 years, I hope that this is evidence for you when I say that anything is possible. Because all it really takes is determination and taking action. And those are the biggest reasons to us achieving success. But anybody can do this if you just sort out the mindset. Now, ladies, the reason to why I wanted to share the success story with you today is to show you that you can come from any background, have any kind of circumstances, be, let's say, a single mother, or be at your very rock bottom, but still pull yourself together and create the life of your dreams in just 2 years. Well, as an example for you. I get the question a lot from single mothers, as an example, who think that it's game over for them just because they have a child. They think that now they can't meet any affluent man because they have a child. And this is the thing, don't let society, manipulate you into thinking all these false beliefs that are not even true. Because look at Brianna. You can clearly see, in Brianna's case, anything was possible. Really, anything was possible. Now, ladies, I have actually another student that I've met that I want to share with you, but it's not here on YouTube, it's actually on Instagram. Because in July, I did a live stream together with beautiful Kimberly, and I will link below our conversation if you want to hear more stories of personal upgrade, etc. Because Kimberly was really interesting, as she's this, gorgeous woman from Jamaica, became this jet setter, launched a successful business, and ended up living a life, rubbing shoulders with the affluent community and travel loads. So she is so wonderful, and I really want you to take a look. I will link it below. Yeah, don't miss out on that conversation. Now, ladies, that was it for me for today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you enjoy this type of video where I meet my students or I meet ladies who follow me, please let me know below, because I will definitely do more of this. Or if you are somebody who have achieved plenty of success because you are my student or you have enjoyed my content here, please do write to us. The email address is success@schoolofaffluence.com, and who knows, maybe I will be able to feature you one day, or even maybe we will be able to meet one day, because that is actually my ultimate goal, to be able to go and meet as many of my students as possible, because that's what really fuels me. That's what really motivates me to do what it is that I do, even though my job is not always the easiest one. But let me tell you, it's so worth it when you hear these success stories.